All furniture in this showroom is half off right now at
Guess the notification didn't go out this time. Yeah, it look like the notification must ain't working this time. Yes, sir. I just started speaking. If you can hear me, I just started speaking. I was still sitting up here getting some things straight, but apparently the notification didn't go out at all this time because nobody came up here for a good minute. So, yeah, it don't look like it's going out too good tonight, but hey, it is what it is, I guess. But can y'all hear me? For those who are here, can y'all hear me? For those of you who are here now, who I'm seeing now, can you hear me? And if you haven't, please that thumbs up for your boy. And I think that's crazy that y'all is not getting notifications like that. That's just wild. And I'm hearing this from a lot of YouTubers. When they say they going live stuff, a lot of folks are not getting out notifications. And believe it or not, that shit gets frustrating, man. Especially if you somebody who's sitting up here get all this stuff set up. The way you try to get it set up, you know what I'm saying, to try to catch y'all attention, and still y'all don't get the notifications, so it'd be kind of frustrating sometimes, so it's crazy. It's crazy, so I don't know what YouTube is doing. At one point in time when we go live, everybody used to get an email saying that the person y'all subscribe to is live, but I don't know what didn't happen to all that, but it seems like they don't do that no more. Okay, so it would appears the only way y'all would probably get notification if you see that I am gonna go live and you hit the notify me button. I see that works. If somebody hit the notify me button, you'll probably get an email saying that the person is live. Or if the person just personally shares it out to you, you'll probably get it then, So, I mean, I don't know what YouTube is doing. I don't know if they just choosing to shadow certain people, or maybe I'm not consistent enough as I used to be, which some people have told me that could be the reason. I'm not being consistent. I'm not just putting content back and forth like you used to. Well, that's the case then. Well, yeah, I guess I got to set up for what I got, because shit, I got to work. I can't see it. I can't see it 24/7. Shit, I got to work. So, hey, so that is the case. Then, hey, I just have to take it for what it is. Amen. I got to take it for what it is. But anyway, what's going on, y'all? Thank y'all for joining me with this one. It's so many updates y'all are sending me, man. There's an update with the lady who shot who shot her neighbor through her door. I heard she's been convicted. If y'all remember the story of the guy, I forget what his name is, but he was in this house or duplex, wherever it was, and set the house on fire with the children in it. And you saw a car pull up, and he ran and jumped in the car and pulled off. I heard, it's an update on that. And the update on that is the lady who helped him escape, I think they jumped her in court. They whooped their ass in court or something like that. I was like, wow, it just updates all over the place for all this stuff. These folks, man, these folks is something serious. These folks is something serious, with the mental capacity, helping these fools out who doing the unthinkable, which we finna talk about two fools right here. So let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guy by the name of Ramone Alston who was incarcerated, a convict, all right? Back in 2015, what Ramon did was a drive-by shooting, which caused the demise of a young girl by the name of Malia Williams, all right? This happened back in 2015. Not only did it happen back in 2015, but it happened on Christmas Day. Yeah, I saw that too. Amy. I saw that too. I saw that too. It's a lot that I got to catch up on. So I apologize if I haven't came out and did it. It's just a lot I got to catch up on. But it was back in 2015 on Christmas Day. This man did a drive-by, and unfortunately, the baby got hit, and the baby died, and he got convicted of that. Okay, so which brings us today. This man escaped. All right, and they've been on a manhunt for 3 days. They finally found him. He was up there in North Carolina. But then he had an accomplice who you see at the bottom of the screen right there by the name of Jacobia Crisp. All right, from my understanding, from what I gathered, Jacobia has children. So why the hell she's helping this man hide? And you got children, you putting yourself in jeopardy to get put in jail. And not only get put in jail, but 9 times 10, you probably lose your children for this fuck shit. Okay? I don't get it. This goes on a lot lately. A lot of these women putting these men before their children. And it's crazy that they doing this.
Bojangles has your morning craving covered with any of our classic made-from-scratch biscuits.
Without further ado, let's get into it. Let y'all hear this stuff. Then, of course, I got the police conference. We're going to listen to the police conference as well as my commentary on all of this. I'm going to give it to you. So let's have a listen. I hope no other ad don't play. Man, look like it is. Look like it is. That's why I hate a lot of time doing these damn shit from the news site, because all these damn ads, everything got ads. YouTube got ads. The news site got ads. You usually could just play the video and they be dead on that.
Who escaped custody earlier this week comes to an end. Investigators arrested Ramone Alston shortly before 2 a.m. at a hotel in Kannapolis.
They also arrested a female acquaintance from Alamance County, Jacobia Crisp. Officials held a press conference this afternoon sharing some details about the arrest.
WFMY News 2's Giselle Thomas is live in Orange County with what was shared.
Now, a sense of accomplishment is felt here at the Orange County Sheriff's Office as prison escapee Ramone Alston is now back behind bars. Now, deputies say he is at one of the most secure prison facilities within our state at Granville Correctional Center. Now, law enforcement also says that they arrested 32-year-old Jacobia Crisp. She is accused of helping Alston in his escape. And court documents say Crisp is accused of knowingly hiding, feeding, and clothing Alston during his escape. However, the two were not found together. Alston was found in Kannapolis, and Crisp was later arrested in Alamance County.
Our understanding that the relationship began several months ago between our inmate, who's now back in custody, and Jacobia. I will tell you that that relationship was by phone, mostly, and it was developed after he became incarcerated.
Wow.
Now, court records show Crisp posted her $30,000 bond today. Now, Alston will continue to serve his life sentence for first-degree murder, but deputies say that he could face additional charges due to his escape. Live in Orange County, Giselle Thomas, WFMY News 2.
They started a relationship after he got incarcerated. Again, guys, I got to ask y'all a question like I asked last night when I had the interview last night with the guy who spoke on Daniel. When we hear ladies saying that they like the bad boys. Are these the bad boys they are talking about? It obviously it must be the bad boys that they talking about, because again, they said it started like pretty much right after he got incarcerated, you know. So look, here's my thing. You like what you like, okay? I can't control it. Nobody else can control it. You are free to like what you like. Even if I don't agree with it, even if somebody else don't agree with it, you are free to like what you like. And you find some kind of traction in this situation, that I guess it is what it is. All right? But what this makes me think about is, I heard someone say on YouTube a while back, and they said that, you know, these a lot of women who claim they not happily in a relationship or they happily married show more respect to the guys on YouTube than they do their own relationship and their marriage. When I heard the person say that, I say, you know, I can kind of see where they coming from when they said that, because I kind of see it too, you know. But here's the thing. I mean, of course, we're going to find people attractive or whatnot. All right? Again, you like what you like. For the situation to mess it up for somebody on YouTube. And then once you get caught doing what you're doing, you want to play victim. Now, that's where the problem come in for me. You cannot play victim when you knew what you was doing in the first place. If you got a good woman at home, or a good man at home, or whatever case you want to call it, what would go to your mind that you want to mess that up? And then want to blame everybody except for you as to why your relationship has been fucked off. It is nobody's fault but yours. But you're the same person who run around here and claim you are happily involved. Well, you could not be happily involved if you sitting around messing with somebody on social media or messing around with other people, period. Okay? You cannot play victim after you done this, because again, it's nobody's fault but yours. Even though you find the person attractive, it was up to you to keep the respect of your relationship. Okay? They're just like me. I'd have seen a lot of female YouTubers who I think attractive. Okay? Seen some of y'all in the chat room, your pictures, your avatar, whatever you call it. I see y'all are attractive. But I'm sitting up here doing this, what I'm doing, and I had a girl and she know what I'm doing, or I have a wife and she know what I'm doing. If I choose to step out and try to go meet one of y'all or do my damn thing with one of y'all, can I really come up here and play victim? I mean, I can, but where that's going to get me? Nowhere. You know why? Because I chose to do that. I chose to disrespect my lady, my wife, my fiance, or whatever you want to call her. I chose to disrespect that. So I can't get up here and boo-hoo and whine and talk about something else or somebody else fucked up a good thing that I had going. Amen? I can't get up here and complain about that when it was my fault the whole damn time. Because of somebody who I saw on YouTube, I thought they were so attractive that I had to go get my bid in with them, knowing if I'm claiming that I'm happily married or I'm in a happy relationship, knowing I got a good thing at home, but I choose to go fuck that up because I found some social media content creator attractive. It doesn't add up. It will never add up. It is your fault. Suck it up. Stick with it. Because it's nobody else's fault but yours. Let's connect that to this story we're talking about right now. The only difference in this story is you have a woman who have a child or children. Okay? She have a child or children. You knew this man was incarcerated. Again, you like what you like. But look what he's incarcerated for. Killing a child. You have children or a child. He's in jail for killing a child. What if he did it accidentally or not? Bullet has no name on it. Once the bullet leaves the gun, nobody has no control of it. And that baby got caught in a crossfire because of this man's stupidity. You disrespect your children, who I'm sure you probably claim you love so much, and I'm pretty much sure you claim you a good mother. You disrespected your children by putting this man before them. And you have children, possibly, if he was insane, he could have killed your child or children. How does this work? How does this make sense? I don't know. Maybe somebody in the audience can tell me. How does it work? How does this make sense? A convicted killer who kills a child. You a woman, you like this man, you got a little love thing going on, you help this man escape, and you got children. What are we missing here, or what is going on here? Now, you have got caught because you'd have fed him, clothed him, bathed him, with everything in between. You lost your freedom because you cared about this man more than your children. Now it's a possibility you might lose your child or your children because of what you just did. This is why I say, and probably a lot of y'all here heard other people say, a lot of women is putting dick before their children. I mean, we can sugarcoat it all we want to. Let's just say it for what it is. They are putting dick before their children. Is it really that serious? Well, apparently to a lot of these women, it is that serious. Again, I don't understand it. I'm going to always say that I'm an 80s baby. None of this shit goes on. None of this shit was really going on back in the 80s. Not that I was aware of. But I'm not going to sit up there and put all this on the women. All right, let's go to the men for a minute. And I'll say this about the men. Because I have seen and I have heard numerous of times, men will not take care of their own children. But somehow when they get with another woman, they will take care of their woman's child. Did y'all hear me? You got a lot of men who won't take care of their own child, but will sit up here and take care of another woman's child. Again, how does that work? I don't know. But apparently a lot of men's mind who does that, it works for them. It works for them. Which you could say in turn, men will put pussy before their own children when they doing stuff like that. Okay? So when I hear this story and the magnitude of what's going on with it, I just think it's a damn shame that a lot of mothers are being selfish. They only thinking about themselves. You got children that didn't ask to be here. You chose to have them. And this is what you do to them. This is what you do. Go pick up some convict and hire him out. And I guarantee you all the feeding and the bathing and all that shit you did to him, I bet you put him first before you did it for your own children. I hope you didn't let your children around this man, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised the way the story's going. You probably did let this man see your children. So what happens now, ma'am? What happens now? And I'm pretty much sure a lot of people on your Facebook page probably clown the hell out of you. They probably are. They probably are. They probably are. It ain't nobody's fault but hers. Nobody's fault but hers. Because she wanted this so bad that she willing to risk it all, including her children, just to be with this fool. She risked it all just to be with this fool. And again, he killed a child. He killed a child. And I'm going to say this last thing right here, and we're going to get into the police conference. A wise woman said to me once, a lot of people, we want companionship. There's nothing wrong with that. We want companionship. But the $1 million question is, do we need it? Hear me what I say. A lot of us want companionship. It's a good feeling sometimes. But the $1 million question is, do we actually need companionship? And here where she was going with that. When you put all that together, it comes out to this old saying right here. She says she really don't need no companionship because she could do bad by herself. Blew my mind. Didn't even think about that. Blew my mind. And she was right. She was right. I would like to have companionship. I would love to have it. But is it something that I need? No. I won't say I need it. I won't say I need it. Because regardless if I got companionship or not, whatever is going on with me, I've been doing it by myself. And I can continue to do it by myself without the burden of trying to have companionship. Especially companionship that's not meeting you halfway. Amen? Amen? Especially companionship of someone who's not at least trying to meet you halfway. So companionship, I look at it as a want. I don't think it's a need. How many times y'all heard people say, nobody's going to take care of you like you will. Nobody going to handle your business like you handle your own business. Nobody's going to pay your bills like you pay your bills. All right? Sure, you may find somebody who will pay your bills, but we all know, hey, a lot of times it's only temporary because once they get mad at you, they're going to stop doing all that. They're going to start doing all that. But all them examples, including more, nobody going to do it like you do it. Because if you do it, it's going to get done. Amen? When you do it, it's going to get done. You're not going to sit there waiting for nobody else to do it. You do it, it's going to get done. Now, somebody willing to help you, hey, amen to that, blessings to you. But at the end of the day, even with help, it's not going to get done until you get up and get it done. All right? All right? Amen to that. And it saddens me that I can preach like that. And looking at my numbers on my other computer, it's low. I'm seeing it's going to 8, 9, 5, 4, 3, stuff like that. that's very sad. But still, for the people who was here, I would do the show. But I just think that's sad that my numbers is low like that. All right? But that is real talk, though. That's real talk. Nobody gonna do it like you. All right? So again, you can do bad by yourself. All right? But we all would like to have companionship. But it's not nothing I don't think that we actually need. Especially with something like this and dealing with a fool who's behind bars. All right? That's why I could kind of, I guess, somewhat understand if a woman was already involved in a man where he got incarcerated. I guess that's something different. Because I remember a long time ago, I tried to holler at a woman, and she told me, hey, I'll fuck with you, you know what I'm saying, but I'm let you know, when he get out of jail, you know what I'm saying, we going to do our thing. I can respect that because, again, you like what you like. You know what you want, okay? You fuck with me with nothing but a Band-Aid, a temporary fix. Until that temporary fix heal up, this man gets out of jail, you're going to go back to what you want. I get that, and I understand it. All right, do I agree with it? So. But hey, we two different people. All right? I think with me, it depends on what the lady went to jail for. All right? And she went to jail over something like this, killing people and all that. I don't know now. I'm going to be a little cautious about that. You know, so I don't know. But at the end of the day, to each its own. All right? And we can leave it at that. To each his own. All right? But without further ado, y'all, let's hear this police conference. And if you haven't, please hit that thumbs up and let's get into it.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for being here this afternoon. My name is Keith Avery. I'm the Communications Director for the Department of Adult Correction. We have 4 people today. We'll have remarks for you. First, you'll hear from Secretary Todd Ishii with the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction.
I don't know, y'all can hear that. I got it on like a little surround sound. I can hear shit what he's saying.
Following him will be Special Agent in Charge Bob Dewitt from the FBI's Charlotte Field Office. And then finally we'll have...
Hey, look, Kendra, what's up? What's going on?
U.S. Marshal of the Eastern District of North Carolina. So I'll turn it over to Secretary Ishii to get started. Sir?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are very thankful to be here today with escaped murderer Ramone Alston safely back in custody. His recapture happened without injury to anyone, which is a significant and reassuring outcome for all of us. Today, Alston is in a cell at the high security maximum control unit at Granville Correctional Center. Granville is the most secure unit in our state prison system. He will resume serving his life sentence there and could face additional charges related to his escape. While we can't provide specifics about how Alston was located, I can assure you it was the result of exceptional investigative work and dedication from the team that was assembled to work this escape. I'm grateful for the people standing here with me today and the hundreds of officers, deputies, agents, and investigators who they represent that all worked so hard this week with great collaboration to bring Alston back into custody. We will be working with our federal partners to review information and determine if any individuals are eligible for reward funds. We're conducting an internal investigation and an after-action review that will identify areas for improvement based on lessons we learned during this incident. I'd particularly like to thank Orange County Sheriff Charles Blackwood
for the amazing support and resources offered by him and his staff this week. The FBI and the United States Marshal Service were critically important too, providing investigators, analysts,
tactical teams, and reward money to help in this effort.
The Orange County Emergency Services and Emergency Management Team organized us all very well and very effectively. They planned a 2-day ground search and operations in areas immediately around the hospital where this incident took place. We are grateful for the expertise they brought to this operation. The list of others who assisted is lengthy,
but I'd like to take a moment to run through it quickly
to thank all of those men and women who contributed to this successful outcome. Sheriff's offices from Vance County, Chatham, Durham, Person, and Alamance counties. Police departments from Hillsborough, Chapel Hill, and Carborough all provided valuable resources. The North Carolina State Highway Patrol provided air support and ground support. Durham Technical Community College provided all of us with plenty of workspace on their Orange County campus. UNC Hospitals Police were very supportive and cooperative, and we greatly appreciate their partnership in providing health care for our offender population. Last night, the FBI SWAT team, Kannapolis Police, and Charlotte Mecklenburg Police were on the scene when Alston was captured. We thank them for going into harm's way to capture Alston. Many other law enforcement offices this week checked leads within their jurisdictions when they got a call, and we cannot thank them enough. I'd like to thank the North Carolina Department of Public Safety for support from ALE agents and for the use of this press facility today. And finally, as we wrap up, thank you to all of our Department of Adult Corrections staff who have helped in countless ways through this entire event. I apologize as we move forward if I left anyone out, but bottom line is I truly appreciate this cooperative and collaborative effort, and I'll tell you, it was none like I've experienced in my corrections career. I'm extremely grateful to everyone who assisted, and will now turn back over to Keith. Thank you.
Sure.
Not me either, not Al. Not me either.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Director Sheed, I want to say to you personally that when you came to North Carolina, we were extremely proud of the person that stepped into the role that you assumed. And I've never been more proud to call you my friend and colleague. I just want to say that. The other thing I want to talk about is the partnerships that we have had over the last couple of days. The partnerships weren't formed overnight. They formed over time. And one person whose name has not been mentioned needs to be mentioned, and that is Kirby Saunders. He is the Emergency Service Director for Orange County, and he taught me several years ago about a program that works when you're trying to find lost people. Well, that program works when you're trying to find people who want to be lost too. And he did an amazing job of bringing resources together and getting us in the same room, and J.B. Buxton gave us that room at Durham Technical College to come together and work as a team in a collaborative effort like nothing I've ever experienced before. There were no margins, no lines, no delineation between agencies. One badge, one mission, one purpose. So Kirby, thank you very much for that. We mentioned that Jacobia Crisp, an accomplice, was taken into custody in Alamance County. She is in Alamance County detention now and will be coming to Orange County soon, and will have her first appearance there. The investigation into what actually took place, rather than speculation from everyone about what took place, will hopefully lead us to the facts about what happened. So I would ask everybody to be patient as that investigation continues. I do want to say one thing about the world that we live in and the job that I have. When I was a very young child, my dad told me, find a vocation you truly enjoy and you'll never work a day in your life. My dad was never more true than what he said that. And with all the talk that's been going on about recruitment and retention of law enforcement, I'll tell you,
Agent in Charge for the FBI in North Carolina. I'll be brief. I just want to say thank you all for coming out to hear a little bit about the actions that were taken over the past 24 hours. But most of all, I just want to echo the sentiments expressed earlier by the Secretary, the Sheriff, and the U.S. Marshal. I've been in law enforcement for 22 years, and I have never seen an effort like this work with such synchronicity as I have over the past few days. There were no personalities that interfered with the investigation, and the folks that were on the ground doing the work that needed to be done worked shoulder to shoulder from beginning to end. Many of them still have not slept. So I could not be more grateful for the partnerships represented by the leaders that you see here on the stage and the men and women that they represent. So just grateful for the resolution to this, the fact that it was ended safely for everybody involved. So thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Glenn McNeil, the Marshal, United States Marshal for the Eastern District of North Carolina, and it's an honor and privilege to stand before you. The Marshal Service has a long-standing history of partnering with our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners. And on August the 13th, that was clearly evident when Secretary Ishii called me that morning about this offender. We knew exactly what to do. The relationships that we have, that we formed through our various task forces, we immediately activated and have worked nonstop for the last 3 days. The collaborative efforts and the partnerships that we all share, they're very meaningful, and they have stood and will continue to stand the test of time. And so, Sheriff, thank you for your partnership. FBI, thank you all. It was a collaborative effort, and we are, with the Marshal Service, glad to be a part of it. And I can't thank the men and women that represent the Marshal Service that work tirelessly to work towards this quick and peaceful resolution. I'd like to share with you all a quote of my good friend Sheriff Blackwood that he shared at the very first operational briefing, and I quote, "The right people are in the room," end quote. This quote not only energized and motivated all the law enforcement personnel who were present in the room, but it also instilled confidence in the public that our law enforcement community and our partners are going to work tirelessly to get the job done and to remove this dangerous offender from society. Thank you.
Thank you, Marshal. At this time, we're glad to take your questions. I'd ask you, if you have a question, please step to one of the two microphones at either side of the room. And if you'd like to direct a question to a certain individual on the stage, please let us know who that is.
Hi there, Heidi Kirk, WRAL News. Not sure if this is on. Can you hear me? Okay. I'm curious, other than Crisp, do you believe that there were any other accomplices? And also, can you describe the relationship that you may have uncovered between Alston and Crisp?
So it's our understanding that the relationship began several months ago between our inmate, who's now back in custody, and Jacobia. I will tell you that that relationship was by phone, mostly, and it was developed after he became incarcerated. As far as other folks that are involved, we certainly are investigating that. And
so if it developed after he was incarcerated, so I'm just curious now, did she even know this fool? And how is she getting in contact with him, per se, to start anything? Or did they already knew each other before he got locked up? I'm curious about that. How the fuck did that even happen? Did she knew him before he got locked up? Or how did you even get connected with him?
and hope that we can answer those questions. Again, that goes back to my earlier statement that we want to find out the actual facts about what happened rather than speculation.
Thank you.
Hi, William Tong, News and Observer. I just wanted to ask, is there any indication right now of how the inmate was able to remove his leg restraints or any other information about the actual escape?
We do know that he successfully removed his leg restraints. How exactly that happened, we look forward to learning that during our internal investigation and after action review.
This microphone was not made for somebody who's short. Elena Athens from ABC 11. I believe it was the secretary who mentioned about a reward and the eligibility. How were law enforcement brought to that hotel? Was it someone who worked there? Was it a family member? I understand a search warrant was executed at his family's home.
Sure. So I don't want to get into the elements of how we were led to the hotel. I would just tell you that it was a combination of the resources between the FBI, the Sheriff's Office, the United States Marshal Service, and many of the different state agencies that you see here. So it was a collaborative effort. But I would not want to get into the details on how we were led there.
Okay. I did have one more question, if I might jump in also, sorry. Have any of those who were transporting him to that UNC facility, have any of them been placed on administrative leave as the department is reviewing this case?
Thank you. They have not been placed on administrative leave. We have reassigned them to other non-transportation duties while we walk through the internal investigation and the after-action review report. Thanks.
Hi, Giselle Thomas with WFMY News 2. Are you able to share any details as to why Mr. Alston kind of chose to stay within proximity? To our understanding, it seems like he didn't leave the state.
I want to make sure I understood the complete question, and that is why he stayed in the proximity. Because the resources that he had were not strong enough to get him out of the proximity. When you're running like that, you don't think straight. You shelter down. He felt like he was far enough away until he could make other arrangements, but it's only been 3 days, so he didn't have a lot of time to do that.
I do have a quick follow-up as well. For the woman who is the accomplice or who were pointing with Miss Chris, I wanted to ask, because in the court records, it does show that she had posted her bond. So with her posting her bond, does that mean that she's going to be still coming back? I know you mentioned that she's going to be back in Orange County custody. Just wondering if she's able to be released, since she did post it.
So in the event that someone posts a bond, they're able to be released from detention. If they have a first appearance, they're bound to appear for that case. That's what the bond is, to ensure that they do appear for their next court date.
Hi, if it's all right, I had two other follow-up questions. Again, William Tong from the News and Observer. First, I wanted to ask what the estimated cost of this capture was, and second, if there were any changes to protocols for any of your agencies or operations that you have learned or has come out of this.
Thank you. We're not at the point where we've fully calculated all the costs. You know, there were several jurisdictions involved, and we'll do that. Second question, I just want to make sure I understood. Have we incorporated any changes? We are in the process of doing that. That's the after-action review will likely prompt changes, and how can we do things safer and better. We've been consumed up until this morning with focused on apprehension of Alston.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, this is Jenna Gartner, Spectrum News. I have a question just a little bit about CRISP. And Was she somebody that you guys had been following a little bit, had known about before you found out that he was down in Kannapolis, or did you guys receive tips once he was already there that kind of led you to find him further away?
Respectfully, that gets into a little bit about what we're talking about with our operations, and we don't want to delve too far into that now. Thank you.
Hi there, Heidi Kirk again, WRAL. Another question about Crisp specifically. I'm wondering if you have any indication as to whether, they were in communication, while he was in custody, leading up to, him getting out, or did they link up, post him escaping?
Good question.
We're still reviewing that. That really tends to be part of both the criminal investigation and our internal. So, rest assured that that's something that we will be looking at, as we move our efforts forward, both with the criminal and with the after action review. Our interest is to get better, to protect the public better, protect our staff better. So we will be working day and night. We started this morning on our after action review. As soon as we woke up, the after action review process started, and we're going to move very aggressively with that to get it to completion so that we can make things safer.
Could you go a little bit more in depth on what that after action review looks like?
Sure. It's very common. We use it often following an incident. We are going to assemble a large team. This was a big incident, so we will have several staff from many different disciplines involved in that. They will be working over the course of the coming weeks to just review everything about the incident, analyze our policies. How can we make our policies better? Look at our practices. How can we still deliver community standard health care, but be safer, and make sure that we do everything to ensure that something like this doesn't happen again.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's take a question from Ben, and then we'll wrap.
Ben Boken, CBS 17. I think this question might be best for Sheriff, but can you describe, from what you've learned, what this relationship was like with Crisp and Ramone Alston? Based off of everything you've learned, can you describe how their relationship kind of developed?
I cannot describe what their relationship was. She's not in the detention center. He is. So we know it was through telecommunications of some sort. But how detailed that was, or whether that was something more than just a friendship, I can't answer that now. That is also something that's under investigation.
Is there any word on how they met?
Not this time.
Can you describe really quickly the impact that all of this has had on your community?
I think the impact it's had on our community as a whole was that it heightened everyone's concern for safety. It also shined a spotlight on law enforcement. It also shined a law enforcement light on our prison systems. And one thing that we have to realize is that we operate sometimes in our own silos. What this operation has given us an opportunity to do is break down a lot of those silos and learn to work better together. And as we talk about the hot wash and after action reviews, so much has been learned about how to keep our community safer and how to make our public feel better about what we do. There's been a tremendous loss of respect for law enforcement over the past 10 years. But it's not just law enforcement. Society has lost respect for one another. And if I had a magic something to make this all be better, I would hope something good could come from this incident. But I think we've all worked very hard at this. And I think our community probably feels a little bit better about what we do and a little bit more about what we can offer to them as far as keeping them safe.
Thank you all. Thank you for your efforts in the media and helping us spread the word about this escape and get Alston back into custody. So we'll keep you informed as investigation progresses and things develop. But thank you all for being here.
So this is what they saying about Crisp. I want to read it right here. They were not going into details about it, which we just heard right there. What all Chris did to help him, they won't go into details, except to say that she drove him around. Details about when or where she drove him remain unclear. Investigators also wouldn't say if she was the only one to help, or even what their relationship was. The only thing they did say was that Chris was not incarcerated when the pair struck up their relationship. And I'm seeing here he had freed himself of his leg restraints. That's how he got away. He broke from the officers. That he escaped to the nearby woods. All right, by the UNC hospital. And he was still handcuffed when he escaped. Okay, so it probably 9 times out of 10 was planned, because wherever she know to get him at, you know, that's wild right there, you know. I see something here. Excuse me. That the father of the baby who got killed spoke out. See what he said.
Full day for folks in this community, especially those who live within walking distance of the hospital. They have seen deputies out for the better part of the day, walking through their backyard, some of which have their guns drawn tonight. They have a lot of questions. We are pressing our law enforcement sources to get to the bottom of it all.
On Tuesdays, the landscape company comes and cuts the grass.
Nancy Allen thought it was the landscaping folks that sent her dog Skipper into a tizzy Tuesday morning.
So I'm back here taking down the fence.
But she quickly realized this was a different crew roaming her backyard.
All of a sudden, I was like standing right there, and the cops came and had their weapons drawn, and we're not talking handguns, and they said, "Where did he go?" And I'm like going, where did who go?
The who we and Nancy know tonight is Ramone Alston. Investigators say he escaped a prison van outside UNC Hillsborough Hospital. Alston, the only person in the van aside from 2 guards. Alston was here for a procedure from lockup in Bertie County, where he's serving a life sentence for the murder of 1-year-old Malia Williams. Malia was killed in Chapel Hill back on Christmas Day of 2015. Her father telling ABC News they're displeased with DPS and their efforts to keep him in custody, or lack thereof.
Somehow he got out of his leg shackles.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that really bothers me.
We saw deputies in their cars set up at various points along Old 86 in and around Hillsborough tonight looking for Alston. We also saw a cavalry of them leave the hospital, presumably walking back to the command post across the street. Investigators putting up a $25,000 reward for information leading to an arrest.
The hope is that this will be the carrot that draws them out and helps provide some important information that will lead to his capture.
A capture Nancy and others in this neighborhood are hopeful for, so she can walk Skipper again with ease.
Yeah, it's been a pretty stressful day.
Certainly was. And we have asked Stephen Lauren, UNC, and a number of different agencies out here why Alston was taken all the way here, more than 2 hours away for treatment. Investigators say that UNC contracts with the Department of Corrections to provide care. Investigators also believe that Alston may have had help, but we don't know at this point if that help was from the inside or if it was someone in the area here. We know that Alston has a lot of connections throughout Orange County. Of course, Steve will keep you posted on this search throughout the night. Back to you.
Ain't there some? Ain't they some? Ladies and gentlemen, please teach your young ladies. Don't be like Crisp, Jacobia. Don't be like Jacobia. Teach them that nothing comes before them and nothing comes before their children. Fathers do the same thing. And fathers is still the same thing to their young boys. Don't be like Crisp. Alright? Coochie ain't that serious. that you would hide them for 3 days. You did all this for 3 days. Not a month, not 30 days. All this for 3 days. And you right back at square one. You right back at square one. Sad. And Jacobia, you an idiot. That's all I can say about you. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for listening. And y'all be crazy. I mean, excuse me. Y'all be careful out there, all right? And your man, Chris Storms. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.